Wholeness. This is something I haven't done in years because years ago when I tried doing lives on YouTube, they used to block my visibility or give me warnings or just delete the videos altogether. So it's kind of getting that way on all formats of social media. I've been around since around 2013. Started out on Instagram. Got banned or shadow banned on there around 2015. So around 2016, I moved over to Facebook. Moved over to Facebook and YouTube around that same time. Immediately got shadow banned on Facebook. Lasted a couple of weeks over here on YouTube before they start, kind of screwing with stuff. Then I moved over to Tickety Talk. I want to say 2023, potentially sometime around there. That is just as bad as anywhere else now. So while it is not a necessity to be out here and be visible and all that other stuff, it is something I don't mind doing. Something I don't mind doing is sharing my perspective and my experience, because one of the paths that I, quote unquote, walk in this realm is what's called a contrarian. Certain sectors will call it a Heyoka, Kachina, different words. We present a perspective counter to what the norm is going on in society. And it's not so much just to taunt people, but it's to expose people to just how true is your truth, if that makes sense. The contrarian's function is to present a perspective counter to what everybody else is believing in, not so that you change, but so that you make sense of why you're staying the same. If what you believe in and what you practice works out for you, nothing or nobody else should ever move that. That's kind of like common sense. If you're truly believing what you believe in, nothing nobody else says should matter. Now, however, if you truly believe in something because you don't know how to do anything else, and it's just what you've chosen to do, even though you are still left lacking, then that's kind of like where the contrarian comes in. It's like, hey, dude, and dude is non-gender. You don't have to do this. There is more than what you're investing in. And even if you're not going to change directly over into what you think I'm telling you to believe in, you might want to question why you believe in what you do. And so, oh wow, there's a comment. Hello, Love Kush. Wholeness to y'all. Again, like I said, this is my first time going on YouTube Live in years because they used to ban it. I actually used to teach my gemstones and crystal course all here around 2017 and 18. But then they started messing with the videos. What's going on? So again, that was just giving a little quick spiel of who I am and the function I play as the reflection of all things. I see things in people. People say they got different levels of gifts. I don't really call them gifts. I just call it awareness. I see things in people that they either don't want to see in themselves, or they're aware of, they're just not ready to do work on. And yeah, it's fair for that person to just say that. Yeah, you can call that projection all day long. This whole experience out here is a projection. You project yourself forward towards what you believe in, even if what you believe in don't believe in you. You understand that? And this ain't always, religion or anything like that. A lot of people believe in different levels of things, without getting banned, I hope. A lot of people believe in government. A lot of people believe in their relationships, but they are already been exposed to that level of belief as it is not working out for them. But it kind of goes back to what I was saying. The contrarian function is it makes you question on why won't I do something different? And that kind of gets into what the title of this is, Potential EndGame. I'm a vibrationalist. That is a little bit more advanced than a numerologist. And that is no disrespect to anybody who is in numerology. And disclaimer, you'll hear me beat up on astrology, numerology, life paths, human design, religion. You'll hear me beat up on that all day long. But again, it's just the contrarian in me trying to say, hey, If this is what you like, you better love it. A vibrationalist, what I work from, I understand that everything is workable in the format of energy. So just because one is something today doesn't mean that one is still going to have the same energy tomorrow. It still is all potentiality. So today's numerology, I'll just get into that. Today's numerology is 1 9 20 25. I have my own number system. It's a variation of what you'll see with others, and plus it's other stuff that I've encountered in my works. And yeah, that's occult works. I had at least a decade in the occult. Um, to me, it's another format of a religion too. None of it's necessary, but I take that back. Some of it is necessary, so you start to see the holy shit, this really is all me. I'll do that. Some of the things that you expose yourself into, religion, tradition, occult, metaphysical, whatever you label it, when you go into those systems, if you're doing it properly, by my perspective and experience, you should realize, holy shit, it's all me. I'm only talking to aspects of myself in a format of separation, and they're only telling me things I really know about myself that I've just been scared to admit, or I've been scared to face. So again, getting back into this, 1 9, I'll do that real quick because I haven't been on here a while. You said 714. The way I would break down 714 in vibrations, 7 is self-awareness, 14 has to deal with basically my temperance. What have I been tempered into? You understand that? You temper steel. I am who I've been tempered into. I am who I've been molded into. 714 to me says you're basically, don't take this word wrong, stuck in a cycle of what you allow. To go further than that, take that 7 and 14, it makes a 12. It's the hangman. I'm hung up on what I have now become because I allowed it. To go even further, that 12 becomes a 3. 3 is thought. I'm stuck in a thought that has told me that I have to deal with what I allowed, and it's the only ritual I can do. And that may resonate or it may not resonate, but that's what 714 says to me. Is half of the issue is I'm stuck in what I allowed, and it's now who I've become, but I'm hung up on it. And looking at it from a metaphysical aspect, I would say you're hung up in it because of stubbornness in this 3-letter word here, ROI, return on investment. You'll feel like you have invested so much time and energy into what you've given your time and energy to that you want to see a result. When, from my level of perspective and experience, the result was when it didn't show you what you want to see. That goes for us all. When we get to the point of awareness that we realize when we dump our energy into something with intent and value and it does not show us what we want to see, that's the whole answer. That's the problem with alchemy in this realm. Alchemy is, you didn't lie to me, so now let me lie to myself. That's what alchemy is. Alchemy is, hi, I'm lead. I'm sorry, I don't want you to be lead. I need you to change your value and become gold, so now that you are more valuable to me. It's basically metaphysical colonization. You took something that told you what it was and you transformed it or transmuted it into what you needed it to be. That's a clear sign that I wasn't already enough for myself. That 714, getting back into that, goes right back into this 199. The potential end game was, you gonna do or show me what I want to see. That, again, not being disrespectful, that is ignorance. That is ignorance. That is no different than a person in a relationship with a cheater and you ain't gonna stop until they stop cheating. I'm not going to let this relationship go until they stop cheating when their whole MO is cheat. So you're willing to lie to yourself until they stop lying to themselves, which is really their truth, and you'll stay stuck in the game. Holy shit. 1/9/2025. 1, potential, which is really alchemy. Alchemy is just the potential to change something. But the best thing with alchemy is you should ask the question, why? Why do I need to change something? People will get lost there. You'll get lost there. So that 1, where it shows you your potential, will take you to the 9. 9 is control. Why is it control? Because it is a sign of my highest vibration. My highest vibration in this realm is based off of hope. It's based off of investment. It's based off of belief. It's based off of trust. It's based off of what I want to know. So in a lot of senses, your 9 is already on a journey. I want to control something else so that I have better control within me. Again, it's what you hear me call spiritual colonization. I should have control of myself so where I don't need to control anybody else. You basically become the government that most of us hate. So that 1-9 says potentially I'm trying to control, and then you get into your 2025, which is another 9. So directly it says I'm trying to control. Make that make sense. But to break that 2025 down, 20 is your judgment and 25 is what's got my fire. Whatever has your fire is guiding you. Whatever has your passion is guiding you. I'm going to be judged by what I'm too passionate about this year, because what has my passion in 2025 is what's guiding me. So that's why it gets into this 199. Again, today is the night, 2025, all year long will be a 9 vibration. So I'm trying to potentially control what's already got me under control. I could go places with that, but again, like I said, I'm aware that I'm already monitored, so I try and be more mindful with my wording. But if you're already, let's just do this. Say you're in prison and you're trying to control the prison guards. Even if you win controlling the prison guards, you're still in prison. You just got better conditions in your imprisonment. And for a lot of people, that's the problem. You just want better conditions where you're already controlled and contained, and you haven't asked yourself, why do I need to be contained? You haven't asked yourself, how did I get contained? And you don't really take accountability for why you're staying safe in containment. Again, tie that back into relationships. You're in a relationship with a known cheater, a known narcissist, just a basic piece of shit that won't do anything to provide for their family. But then if you're going to make concessions and allowances for why it's safe for you to stay with somebody who is already clearly marked off as not safe, you wasn't safe for yourself. It's a reflection. People only stay in relationships that present danger because there's a danger within themselves. You can lie to yourself all day long and come up with all kind of plausible Freudian based ideologies of, well, no, that's this syndrome and that syndrome. You're right, it's a sickness. And while it does not excuse who's controlling you from being a piece of shit in the way they control you, why are you showing up? Potential endgame, I'm keep showing up because I'm waiting to see something different, and I'll stay in that motherfucker even if it killed me. That is almost any and everything that goes on in this realm. Again, from relationships to religion to governments to family, you name it. People will stay in stuff that is clearly not working for them because they're too scared to invest in something different, which again, at the end of the day, from a point of core traumatic programming, there's already a lack of self-worth or a lack of awareness within self that you can do more. And sometimes doing more means do less. Again, I speak contrarianism for a lot of you who are like, well, wow, you talking in riddles. No, I'm not talking in riddles. I'm talking directly. You just listen in riddles. I'll try and help you with that one. Think about it. Let's just say in the allegorical words of the Bible, there are the texts in there that they talk about the Tower of Babel, where man was getting too close to God. Even if you want to, tie the alliteration of a tower that they built so high, whatever, think deeper. Man was getting so close to the level of God that God had to split them and confound them by language. Now nobody understands what each other is saying. That's how you keep people apart. You keep people apart by not letting them be able to hear what anybody else is saying. A lot of y'all listen from within a metaphysician of my experience anyway, what called a confounding spell. This is a confounding spell where you basically can't hear past what you keep thinking. You're trapped in your cycles of thought, and the only things that you can process is things that have resemblance to what you think. Tying that back into 199, potentially you're stuck in what's controlling you. Think about what I just said. A confounding spell tells you that you can only think a certain way. You're potentially caught in the end game of never being able to get out of what you think. Let your life tell your tale. Think about it. If you've been following me on almost any social media, I've been saying for years, people leave one system, run into another system, but they drag the tainted ideologies of one system into another system and get mad when the new system gets infected with the bullshit they wouldn't let go of. People leave religion and go into spirituality and have expectations of finding something in spirituality that they couldn't find in religion, but then get mad when it doesn't show up, and then so they start back thinking religiously and get mad when spirituality won't show them what they religiously want to see, that they relentlessly run back to religion, and then now they mad at spirituality. You tried to alchemize something because you were being alchemized somewhere else. Make it make sense. If you couldn't find you here, don't go there trying to find you by bringing here with you. Traumatic thought subscription. People do that every day in their relationships. I had a bad relationship. I was married for 20 years and I let them abuse me. And now you meet somebody else that is probably willing to handle you a little bit different, but you're scared to be handled different because you're scared different is only going to show you the same. The problem was the traumatic experience that you were in, you carried that with you, hoping not to see it somewhere else. It never left. Wholeness to you all, and the abundance flows from within. So the potential end game for where we're at right now is whatever thought is ruling you is really the only one you care to see. But I'm here to submit as a contrarian, as a Heyoka, as a Kachina, as a Satyrian, as the reflection of all things. If what you're trying to see has left you blind, stop seeing it. It's really just that simple. Change your points of value and investment. Change what you invest in. I'm not going to tell you to change what you believe in, because again, that gets back into fear mind. People in this realm are scared to not believe. That is a big thing in this realm, is that you think already in the format of separation. So not having something to believe in would force you to believe in yourself. And that just ain't what is standard to humanity. Because the reality of that is, if everybody would believe in themselves, then the confounding spell would fall apart. You would get back to the pre-moment of the Tower of Babel in that analogy. If everybody believed in themselves and could see themselves in other, then the vibration would raise beyond the apertures or measurements of anything. You would start to see yourself as one instead of starting to see yourself in separation, or consistently seeing yourself in separation, if that makes sense. And again, if it don't make sense, my apologies to you. My most favorite saying is, let your life tell your tale. If what you are doing and what you're believing and what you're giving your time and attention to works for you, you should be fine hearing anything else. But if something rubs your belly the wrong way and now you have to counter it with a thought that now makes you go back into feeling safe, you was already in danger. You was already in danger when listening to something else that presents a possible different perspective and perception challenges you. It's all on you. So the potential end game is, it's really all on you. To go further into that 1-9, which is the day and the month and day component, 1-9 turns into 19. If we were dealing with tarot, 19 is the sun card. The sun gives life to everything in this realm. The sun gives life to everything in this realm. So that 19 You have to understand that I'm the sun. I'm giving life to everything in this realm. Whatever I pay attention to now has my energy. It's just normal common sense. What you pay attention to already got your energy. So if what I'm paying attention to has my energy, but I'm feeling drained, cut the shit. If what I'm paying attention to has my energy and I'm now still feeling energized, be mindful. Be mindful that you're not draining what you're paying attention to so that you feel better about yourself. See, that's narcissistic victimization. So watch the thought like a wise patient sage until it becomes quiet. Pay no mind to the inveterate one. Call bullshit on the little one. Gently turn away from each thought. Now, I'm sorry. Resonance only and perspective. I appreciate your perspective, Anthony, but don't turn away from the thought. Understand that I'm the thinker. If you turn away from the thought, you've already given credence to the thought being a force and format of separation. If I understand that the thoughts are going in my head, think about it. Go sit in Walmart and you start to feel oppressive, suppressive, depressive energy. Those are collective thought forms coming into my being. But if I own myself in wholeness as the thinker, those thoughts don't have space. But if I keep an embattled mindset of separation, then I have to watch out for which thoughts can take me off the square I'm already off of. And again, perspective and experience. I don't turn from the thoughts. I have to have awareness of why the thought is there. The most important word for me is why, W-H-Y. Why is that thought even in there? Holy shit, that's somebody else bullshit. You know, somebody else on their shit today. So while it's not necessarily about them, it's them, it's their thought, but I have to figure out what's going on in me that even made space for it. You know, law of attraction. How did somebody else's bullshit get into me unless I got some bullshit going on within me that I potentially need to face? I call that kind of like the Neo effect. People shooting bullets at you. People talking shit. They being angry. Oh, stop. It ain't about that energy coming at me. It's the energy going on within me. How did it even become a point of attraction? And then that dirty word, Anthony. No. K-N-O-W should be N-O. I don't need to know shit. I need to be aware. Because if I'm aware, then it stops the need to know. Knowledge is the result of experience. Awareness gives you decision on whether experience is even necessary. We exist in knowledge because we're only responsive to chasing thoughts that keep us moving. Why do they keep us moving? Because if it keeps you moving, you can't find yourself. You're only trying to find better thoughts to keep still in. But if I find myself as a thinker, then I don't need to know what the fuck everybody else got going on. And real, hell yes. Shit happens in this realm. And there are some real victims in this realm. But the majority of people who go through victim type energy, and I don't give a shit whether y'all like me for this or not, the majority of the people that go through victim type energy when they are of significant age put themselves in a position to allow for an event to take them through the experience. And then, like I was saying earlier, when you get caught trapped in that cycle of always playing the victim almost always becomes a narcissist because that's what keeps them safe. I know a lot of people. I talk to you, I see you post all fucking day, especially on Facebook. Holy shit. It's a lot of people on there that are nothing but true victims 9 and 10 years later after I've been exposed to them, still saying the same things, still doing the same things, and still complaining about not seeing anything different when the only thing consistent was the same shit they keep doing. Anthony, I'm going to read what you said. I concur. Inquiring is a big part of it. One must have an affinity for the personality in another. You can only recognize it because it is within you. I believe we are speaking from the same place. Yes and no. I get you, but yes and no. I don't inquire for anything. Inquire already constitutes that you're ready to go on a spiritual journey. I'm aware of everything. And then I make a decision on whether I want to invest inquire onto whether that experience is even warranted. One took you in the loop, the other one left me in a circle. Perspective. I'm not inquiring the shit. I don't need to know you. I've been saying this for almost a decade. Awareness of me keeps me from the need to know you. Not sure who I am makes you a fucking potential. Not being sure who I am will make me potentially inquire as to who you are. Everything is a reflection of me, either in my healing or my sickness. You got to show me which one is more prevalent before I make a move. Something I saw on fucking Married with Children. Okay, I'm aging myself. Get off me. But when Married with Children was coming out, I remember this one episode where Al Bundy was in the restaurant and he pulled out his $5 and he told the waitress, "You see this right here? How much of this you get tonight depends on how you act." So he basically showed her, all I got is this $5. If you do your job, you can get this $5. You got to show me where you worth all this energy, even though $5 ain't shit. Versus, let me find out what this experience is so I can tell you how much I'm gonna pay you. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's all this is we're awareness in the investment as a human. We are awareness in the investment of separation of soul, trying to figure out the best identity. But break that down. Is that really awareness? If I'm aware that I'm already in separation and just trying to go through the experience of others so that I can identify with myself, grippy socks. If I'm already aware that I'm separated from myself, playing the role of an identity, just trying to figure out how to be better about myself by figuring out the best parts of you. That's dispersal. That's what spirits will call fragmentation. That's not so smart. But it's all we know. But when you start to come into awareness that, holy shit, that is potentially what all this is, my end game changes. My end game has to be about me and only moving into things that are going to potentially show me experience worth experiencing and not just being ran off by shit that I think I know. So that is where you'll always hear me say knowledge gets you fucked up. You have to start sitting still and remember the first rule of knowing is I don't know nothing at all, because most of the shit that I thought I knew, especially speaking personally, a lot of the shit I thought I knew, it wasn't doing nothing for me, but taking me further down lanes and avenues and introducing me into other experiences that really aren't necessary. The only experience I have to have is the experience of myself making choices. And that's really all this is. Experience is a choice. However, speaking of what young lady was saying earlier about a lot of the victims are willing participants, people don't understand energy. People don't understand energy is that when you make one decision, you open it up for an infinite field of consequences. Not all them consequences are going to work out for you. So if I go to the club and somebody decided to come in there shooting, that wasn't my intent, but I put myself in the field of experience for that to be a potential consequence. Is it malicious? No, it's just energy is going to be on the flow, and it just wants to see as many as experiences as it can create, and it ain't got a goddamn thing to do with you. But people had that ego function and thinking this shit happening to me and it's because this, that, and no. You wasn't more mindful of your choices, and now you opened up an infinite field of consequences, and shit happens. Oh, they owe me again. So, I don't know. Like I said, perspective and experience. And, I mean, that's really what it is. So, getting back into that 199, the potential end game is, the whole word was end game. The answer was in the question. What is the potential end game? In the game. Who said we had to play games? That will throw you back into knowledge. The answer to that question of who told you we had to play games, It'll throw you right back into knowledge. You'll start speaking on something that you believe, something that you read, some religion that probably got beaten into you, some mental facet of your mind that told you that you have to go on a spiritual journey to find out who you are. When I'll just ask you this straight up. If I'm going on a journey to find out who I am, who the fuck is me? If I have to go on a journey to figure out who I am, who the fuck am I now? It's a trick and it's a trap. You're welcome. And I get it. And again, not trying to be disrespectful. It's not an offering. It's just a perspective. It's not an offering, but I get it. So, yes, when I realized my identity was really fragmentation, it hurt deeply. Most of my, again, yeah, exactly. But truth is perspective. Truth is a perspective in this realm. The truth is slavery was a bad thing. But the truth is also slavery was a good thing. It just depended on who was on the side of the map. You understand that? For the slave master, the truth is slavery was excellent. But for the slave, holy sheep shit. But the trick of all that is, within that journey, and I got to go in a minute, the trick is within that journey, if the enslaved is only thinking from the format of the master, then they'll trick themselves into saying that slavery was good for them too. That's when you become the narcissistic victim of trying to escape from yourself and into what you now think is a better system for you. People do that in all formats of life, religion, and everything else. But I got to get out of here. Not TikTok, YouTube. I wonder if they're going to let this go. Thank y'all for those that tuned in. I'll probably start going on YouTube Live a lot more. Potential EndGame. Best word I can say for you is figure out why you're playing the game. Figure out what you're controlling and why you're trying to control it. And when you realize that control is a bad thing, sit your punk ass down and be still. Wholeness.